What up, everybody? This is Big Elbow, chilling with your mother? No, with those two little guys, Averno, Atlantis. Yeah. So it's been a while, but I'm back. Did a little hunting. I'm gonna show off my stuff that I got from the Halloween Comic Fest. Not the free shit, because everyone's already seen that, knows what that is. But I went to a shop in Hanford, California called DJ's Collectibles. It's about a 20-minute drive from where I live in Tulare. They had a nice dollar sale going, so I picked up some stuff over there. And then a week later, I went to a show called the Fresno Collectors Expo, and it was at the Manchester Center, which is about a 45-minute drive from where I stay. And I found some nice dollar books there and a couple other things. So yeah, it's good to be back. Let's get into it. I'll show what I got. So first, I'm gonna show the stuff I got at DJ's Collectibles in Hanford. I've been working on this run of X Factor. This is one of the few that I really I wanted. I think I'm gonna just concentrate like on the first 30 issues or so. All Walt Simonson shit. There's number one. I've been trying to find that for cheap for a while, so I was happy to spot it there. I love those fucking costumes. Those are like some of my favorite X-Men costumes of all time. And I also like later. I don't think Beast lasts for very long in that form. He goes back to his hairless self, which I always thought was cool, and he throws on his uniform that's like that. Then I got this Crystar number 8. If anybody doesn't know, that's the Danzig skull on it. I'm a pretty big fan of Danzig, especially the stuff with the Misfits. So I always pick that up when I see it for cheap. I think I'm gonna give this to one of my friends. He's a big music guy too. So what's up, little bastard Ray? If you ever watch these videos, you know what I'm talking about. So you guys think Big Elbow's not hip? Huh? I think Old Elbow isn't, as they say, with it. Well, how about that? The Adam Hughes cover, right? Right? Elbow knows what time it is. Now, all bullshitting aside though, I am not a cover buy person. When I was a kid, too many times did I buy a comic and for a sweet ass cover and learn the lesson not to buy a book for its cover. Of course, there are some exceptions. This, however, isn't one of them. While I'm not a cover buy person, I am a sucker for a source book, which this is. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to read those Marvel Universe handbooks, and I would read. At first, I just read the characters that look cool, but after so long, you get bored. You just start reading all of them. So I learned a lot of obscure Marvel characters that way. Learned their origins and whatnot. But anyways, like I said, I am a sucker for a source book, so I picked that up for $1. Then I got this Doom Patrol. I got to bag and board all these. Gerard Way, Young Animal. I didn't know that my man Flex Mentallo was in this series. Otherwise, I probably would have bought them as they came out. So now I'm going to try and hunt them down for cheap. Figure might as well start with the last issue. Those tend to be hard to find sometimes in series that don't go on for too long. So yeah, hopefully I can work on that. Got this Suiciders Kings of Hell A number 1. I have another issue of this. I'm a big fan of Lee Bermejo. He does not do the interiors on these, but I like the interiors anyways. I'm not sure, not real familiar with the guy. Vidi is his name. He does good work in those books, so I don't mind. Then I got Silencer. Those of you familiar with my videos already know. Those who are not, I am a big fan of John Romita Jr., good old JR. I'm surprised I didn't pick that book up when it came out, but now that I know he did the first I think 3 or 4 issues, I'll probably try and find them. The book looked pretty cool on the inside, so I figure I'll check it out. So I got these, and after I got them, I thought about it. I was like, I think I might have the first 2 issues, but for $1, fuck it, I guess. If I do, and then I looked for them, but I couldn't find them. So I don't know. Maybe I had them and got rid of them. But I swear I read that first issue at least. There's number 2. Figure for $1, you can't go wrong with Darwin Cook. A full, complete story. I am also quite enjoying the Watchmen show on HBO. But then again, to be honest, I read The Watchmen, and actually I found it to be kind of a fucking chore by the end. I don't know. I think I would have enjoyed it more if I had read it when it first came out, because, you know, it's so influential. I know it was influential on a lot of my favorite books and comics that I've read, but actually reading the actual comic when I did, yeah, I really wasn't that into it. But I did enjoy the movie, so what the fuck do I know, right? Because I like that movie. Anyways, so I'll put those away. So that was DJ's Collectibles in Hanford. Now I'm gonna show the stuff that I bought at the mall show in Fresno. So these are the 50-cent books that I got. I found my main dude that's always at all these local cons. He always has the 50-cent books, 25-cent books. He always got the hookup. I finally found out his name. I talk about him in all these videos. His name is Big Bad Bruce, and he always has the cheap comics. Oh, before I show the comics, let me show this. I got this from him. I got all the comics and the shirt for like what was it, like $12? He wanted $10 for the shirt, so not a bad price. Anyways, who knows what this is? Huh? If you don't know, Blank Man. Fuck yeah. I fucking love that movie. Blank Man is so underrated, and I think people would appreciate it more now. I mean, it plays up a lot on the 60s fucking Batman, but like as popular as superhero movies are now, I think Blank Man would have been a hit. Anyways, I love that movie. I think it's underrated. Fucking Damon Wayans, David Alan Grier. Speaking of underrated, fucking Dag. That dude is funny as hell. Alright, so I got that shirt from Big Bad Bruce, and then I got all these comics. There's not a whole bunch, but let me start with... I'll start with the Marvel stuff, which is just these 2 books. This is Shadows and Light, book number 2. I have... I'm not sure which other one I have. I have another one, but it's kind of like Marvel's version of Black and White by DC. This one has stories by shit. Marv Wolfman and Liam Sharp. Lee Weeks. That's the first one is Lee Weeks, who's dope. Jim Starlin and Mark and Draco and Joe Thompson, who I'm not familiar with. But the Lee Weeks stuff is real fucking cool. The Jim Starlin stuff's cool. And the Liam Sharp shit looks nice too. But yeah, that's Shadow and Light, book 2. I got this Ultimate Human, number 2. I just needed to fill that in. I'm a big fan of Carrie Nord, that's why I got that. The series is alright, and I figured I had 1 and 3, might as well. I have the other one, so I might as well just fill it in. That was the Marvel stuff. So got a filler here, filler issue. I'm always up for some Batgirl Damian Scott run. This isn't Damian Scott, but Phil Noto I'm a big fan of anyways, and it's part of that run, so I just figured might as well fill it in, have the complete run. I didn't know about this series, Static Shock, number 2 of 4, back on the block. My man John Paul Leon, Dwayne McDuffie writing, so I figured that should be good, if not just for the art. So I'm gonna try and hunt the rest of those down. And now on my indie shit, or somewhat indie anyways, Roach Mill. So this is number 5. I didn't realize, because I just looked at it real quick and I said, oh, I don't have that one, because I never seen that cover before. Then I was like, oh shit, I already have that when I looked at my stuff, because I figured it was a Dark Horse, they were reprints, but they're not. I guess they had a second series that was picked up by Dark Horse. So fuck, I figure I might as well start picking those up too. I haven't even completed the first series yet, but since I got it, might as well. So there's that. And then I wasn't sure about buying these. I almost bought them from pre-orders a long time ago. Those are $3.99 cover price. So there's Street Tiger number 2. And man, I just browsing through it, the more I think about it, the more excited I get. I'm ready to read the series now. I'm like, shit, looks cool. It's a weird revenge thriller. And I'm a fan of revenge and thrills and weirdness. So how can I go wrong, right? It's pretty much, from what I can see, this dude in the biker helmet just going around killing motherfuckers. So I'm like, yeah, that shit is cool with me. Sign me up. So that's that. From that, my man Big Bad Bruce. I'm looking forward to seeing him at the Bakersfield Con coming up. Alright, so then another booth had dollar books that were buy 5, get 1 free. So you know I'm gonna hit that magic number. Let me I'll show the Marvel books first. As I was saying, I am a big fan of John Paul Leon. And there's that Logan, Path of the Warlord. I did not even know about this book, didn't know it existed. I seen the cover, I see my man's name on it, so I looked in the inside. It's interiors by him also. Seems to be a one-shot, so I'm like, yeah, let's do that. I'm with it. Then this is just a run filler on my Avengers. This is Disassembled Part 2, number 501. Like I said, that's just run filler, so I figure I'll look at that as like my free book. I think I can find the rest of those for maybe less than $1. So then I never heard of this. Batman Nevermore, an Elseworlds book number 2. Some fucking bastard number 1 hunter must have scooped up number 1. But I found number 2, and that's Len Wein and Guy Davis, who I'm quite a fan of from his work on the Marquee. So yeah, I scooped these up for $1 each. There's number 2 of 5, and Bernie Wrightson covers too, which is pretty sweet. Number 4 of 5, and number 5 of 5. And like I said, those last issues a lot of times are the hard ones to find. So I'm glad I got that. Now I got to try and find number 1 and 3. And then picked up this. You know, my Sin City collection is really fucking lacking, considering how much of a fan of Frank Miller I am. And the Sin City books I have read and I do own, I really like the style, the art, and it's Frank Miller, I have no idea why I don't have more of those books. I'm kind of ashamed of myself. Anyways, this issue was recently spotlighted on the Cartoonist Kayfabe channel. They're showing like all splash pages, books with all splash pages or silent issues, and stuff like that. And this is one of them. Nice Verge cover. So that was pretty cool. So again, I got those books all for five. Actually, because dude didn't have change, instead of $5, I got these for $4. So that was pretty fucking sweet. Then at another booth, they had some pretty good dollar books. I did some run filling. So I've been looking for this for a while, right? Goddamn son of a bitch. As soon as the, just, like last month, they solicited in the, DC, like, when they do their dollar books for pre-order, they did this one. And so, of course, as soon as I pre-order it for $1, or actually for like 68 cents, because I do my comic shop, pre-order discount, I find this one for $1. So I don't know, I'll probably pass on that reprint for just one of my boys or something. Anyways, there's that, and then there's part 2. I think this is a 5. Yeah, it's a 5-issue series. Again, I'm a big fan of Lee Bermejo, especially when he's working with Brian Azzarello. Those guys are they're a great fucking combo. That's the DC stuff I got from him, from that booth. And this is the Marvel stuff I got. More filler. I am missing one issue of this series now. 4-issue banner. Startling Stories. Again, Brian Azzarello, but with Richard Corbin, who's also dope as fuck. I seen this in somebody else's video, but I had never heard of it. Marvel Knights 2099, Daredevil 2099. This didn't come out with the original 2099 line, which I fucking don't care for at all. Except for I'm now interested in the Ghost Rider 2099, the second half of the series, where I did not know that Ashley Wood did interiors on that. I'll buy those just for the Ashley Wood interiors. But this one looks pretty cool. It's a cool cover. The inside's good. The inside looks good. I haven't read it, but just the art's worth it for $1. Put those down since they're all floppy. Then these are just filler that I'm working on of the Hulk by Jones and my man JR and what's his name, Kyrie Andrews on the covers. These are both dollar books. And there's another one. Man, that's a badass cover right there. So yeah, I got those from a guy who just had a bunch of sweet dollar books. He had some other stuff that looked pretty good too, but I didn't get too deep into because I didn't want to spend. I was already spending a good decent amount, and there's some more stuff that I wanted to get. So put those down. And then this is the last booth that I visited. Those of you who watch my channel know that I'm a fan of wrestling, a big fan of wrestling, and this guy was selling these wrestling magazines for $3, so I picked that up for $3. So I used to buy wrestling magazines. I would buy this one every year, the PWI 500. I know magazines are basically irrelevant now with the internet, wrestling magazines. However, as time passes, they're like the Wizard magazines. They're nice time capsules to look back on and see like what was going on at the time. I really enjoy digging out my old wrestling magazines and just tripping out on like what was happening at the time. And this one I used to like to buy every year because it's the PWI 500 and ranking the top 500 stars. Anyways, like they don't tell you anything that most wrestling geeks like myself don't already know. But like I said, it's just a nice time capsule. And the year this was, I believe, 1998, which was a fucking awesome time in wrestling. So I'm really happy to have that. Even though I'm not a Stone Cold guy, I'm a Bret Hart guy. And then last, I got this for $2. I'm trying to get like, I think the first, aiming for the first 100 issues of Savage Dragon, and I don't care if it's floppies or graphic novels. I just want the run. Don't matter to me. This one's called Talk with God, and it collects issues. What is it? 28 through. I can't. It's so small I can't see it. But anyways, as you can see, it's a good 7 issues that are I'm gonna knock off my list, off of the out of that run. Those are all the issues collected in the book, and for $2, that's pretty damn good. Can't be mad at that. So yeah, everybody, you know, thanks for watching the video. I got Bakersfield Comic Con coming up. Like I said, I've been away for a while, and it feels good to get back into things. I'm looking forward to Bakersfield Comic Con in about next weekend. So the video will probably be like a week or 2 after that. Who knows? Looking forward to that. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, share with all your homies, your girlfriend, your cousin, you know, all that shit. And hit me in the comments. I love interacting with everyone. Always interested to talk comics with people. I don't know a lot of comic book fans in real life. You know, just I have like one friend that's kind of into it, and that's about it. So anyways, I always like chatting it up with you guys. And that will do it. And you guys know, like those of you familiar with the channel know, like I always say, get off of YouTube, go read some fucking comics.